Shafiq is the Chief Executive of the Ramadhan Foundation. He joins us now live from Manchester. Thanks for being with us, sir. Both the police and the judge in this case appear to believe that the race of the victims and abusers was coincidental. Do you agree?
Well, what the judge also said, he felt that the girls, that these culprits, these evil men, thought that these girls were worthless. They're the same terms that I've been using for the last 48 hours. Let's be very clear. If you look at the figures that your report was referring to, out of 77 recent convictions, 67 are British Pakistani men. We've got a problem amongst our community where there are those people who are involved in grooming feel that feel that white girls are less valuable than their own daughters, and they think they're worthless. And I think that's abhorrent. It's wrong. We've got to take it on, and that's what we've been doing over the last 24 hours.
So what is your message to the British Pakistani community?
We can't bury our head in the sand no longer. If we don't deal with this now, then tomorrow it will be our daughters and our sisters. And let's be clear, there's no difference between my daughters and my sisters and the people who've been groomed in this way. It's very important as a community we do that. And actually, Adrian, over the last 12 months or so, I've been inundated with a huge level of support from young British Pakistani people who are absolutely disgusted about what happens, but very clear that we will not allow the far right and EDL and the British National Party and other far right organisations to come into our communities and try to divide us on this particular issue.
The police have been accused of failing to act in this case, as we were hearing, for fear of being accused of racism. What's your response to that?
Well, I think there are serious questions about the conduct of Greater Manchester Police and the Crown Prosecution Service. One of these girls who victims went to the police in 2008. She was told by the Crown Prosecution Service she was no longer a credible witness, and she was sent back into an environment of abuse. And so there's been an abject failure of the system in this country to protect young girls, and we must not allow that to happen again. And Greater Manchester Police must be very open and honest about dealing with this issue, and there should be no sensitivity whatsoever about race. I say that as a British Pakistani who abhors what has happened, disgusted by it, and believe there should be no safe hiding place in our community for these people.
You say there should be no sensitivity, but is political correctness, do you think, holding back any attempts to properly assess the role that race plays in exploitation crimes, not just among the Pakistani community, but across all cultures and ethnicities in the UK?
Well, I think what the problem is, when you see the British National Party and other far-right organisations like the English Defence League demonstrating and whipping up hatred on this particular issue, then there are those in the police and local authorities in this country who feel they don't want to be part on the same line, on the same side as them. And I think that's a wrong attitude to have. We must confront this. This is criminality. This is people who think they can abuse girls in this way. It's child abuse, and we must not stop in protecting our children.
Thank you, sir. Mohammed Shafiq there
in
Manchester.